Once upon a time, a couple had a baby boy whom they named Ali. The child was unexpected for his parents because when he was born, he was no bigger than a thumb. Both mother and father were initially very worried, but then they thought to themselves, "This is God's gift to us, and one day, our son will grow up to be a strong boy." But as the years passed, Ali didn't grow at all. He remained as small as a thumb. Every evening, at dinner, the mother would set a place for her son at the table. She would place a small plate in front of him and fill it with a teaspoon of soup. Ali also had a tiny cup, which his mother would fill with a single drop of water. When the family was at home, everything was fine, but the parents felt embarrassed about their son, thinking that if anyone saw him, they would tease the young boy. So, they kept him hidden inside the house. Many years passed, and finally, Ali celebrated his 20th birthday. He was still as small as a thumb, but his voice had become deep and loud. In fact, if anyone ever heard their son speak, they would think it was the voice of a grown man. Ali was a very sad young man because he had no friends and had to spend all his time hidden inside his parents' house. One day, Ali's father was getting ready to go to the market in the next town. The old man planned to stay the night at a hotel because they wouldn't be able to make it back home before nightfall. Ali begged his father to let him come along, but his father was very worried about the idea. He said, "We've never taken you outside before, and I don't think I can do it now. How will I protect you, and how will I hide you from others?" "It will be easy," Ali replied in his deep, loud voice. "You can keep me in your pocket, and no one will know I'm there. You can make a small hole in your clothes so I can breathe and see what's going on, and enjoy all the new sights of the world." Ali's father realized how excited Ali was at the thought of leaving the house, and he felt it was impossible to say no to his only son. The old man made a tiny hole in his shirt pocket and helped Ali climb inside. His mother gave them bags for the journey, kissed them, and wished them well. Then Ali and his father set off toward the neighboring town. After traveling all day, Ali and his father arrived at a hotel by the side of the road. The father said, "Let's get a room here for the night, and tomorrow morning we will go to the market before heading back home." "I can't believe I have to stay in a hotel," Ali said. The young boy was very excited because he had seen so much on his journey and had never slept anywhere other than at home. Ali's father paid for a room and carried his bag up the stairs to prepare for dinner. After the old man unpacked his things, took a bath, and still kept Ali hidden in his pocket, he went to the dining room, hoping to bring back something for his little son. Then something very unexpected happened. As all the guests sat down for dinner, a group of robbers, 3 of them, entered the hotel. The ruthless-looking men who were armed with guns ordered everyone to hand over their money and any valuable items they had. All the guests, including Ali's father, were terrified, but they did as they were told, putting their wallets and jewelry on the tables for the robbers. Suddenly, a very loud and deep voice rang out. "Put down your guns," the voice ordered. "I'm coming over there, and I'm going to turn you over to the police." No one knew where the voice was coming from. The robbers looked around the dining room, but they couldn't find anyone. Then the voice came again, this time even louder. "I'm going to make sure you pay for your crimes. I'll make sure you spend many years in jail." Because the robbers couldn't figure out where the voice was coming from, they convinced themselves it must be a ghost. And if there was one thing the robbers were more afraid of than the police, it was ghosts. Suddenly, the robbers dropped their guns and ran out of the hotel, disappearing into the dark. Although the guests were happy that the robbers had fled, they were also scared of ghosts and wanted to hide in their rooms. "Don't worry," Ali's father said. "It's not a ghost speaking. It's my son." With that, the old man reached into his pocket, helped Ali onto his hand, and gently placed him on the table so all the guests could greet him. "I'm sure the robbers won't come back," Ali said in his deep, loud voice, his face beaming with the joy of all his adventures. The guests were very surprised and curious to meet the boy who was no bigger than a thumb. But most of all, they were all so grateful to Ali for saving them from the robbers. They thanked him, shook his hand, and told his father how proud they would be to have such a brave son. The next morning, as they left the hotel for the market, Ali's father took his little son out of his pocket and placed him on his shoulder. All morning, while in the market and on the way back home, the old man had to stop several times to introduce Ali to passers-by. And he felt very proud, telling everyone how his son had saved them all from the 3 robbers. That evening, when they got home, Ali's mother was very worried when she saw Ali sitting on his father's shoulder. "What if someone sees him?" she asked her husband. But the old man smiled and explained to his wife how they had experienced an adventure at the hotel, how Ali had saved everyone, and how Ali had frightened the robbers away. "It was a big mistake to be ashamed of our son. We should never have kept him hidden at home for all these years. We should be proud of Ali and everything he is capable of doing." Ali's mother was filled with pride when she heard the story of her son's bravery, and she promised never to hide him again or feel ashamed of him. From that day on, Ali, the thumb-sized boy, traveled with his parents on their journeys. Wherever they went, he saw and did many things and had countless adventures.